Who's hanging young hero besides your head and spirit? That soul is saying something profound, so let them hear it.
Welcome to Giant Size Violence, a Toku Comics podcast. I'm your host, Tommy, and today we're celebrating Halloween by taking a look at 4 particularly spooky episodes of Super Sentai Zyuranger. Joining me today are 2 of the co-hosts from my favorite horror movie podcast, Progressively Horrified. First on the list, challenging the sexy werewolf, sexy vampire binary, and writer of the ongoing comic Monster High House Hunters, and graphic novels like Renegade Rule and Mr. Muffin's Defender of the Stars, we have Ben Kahn, who may not be a vegan, but does also go by B-Con.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Good way. Good way to get the oh-so annoying and non-binary ass thing of me where I go by both Ben and B. So just use them interchangeably. Feel free to ask me again if you see me. I'll have the same answer.
Ben/B.
Everybody always does.
Time for Emily, who also joining us, a comic artist and writer who also happens to be featured alongside me in the Aces and Arrows anthology from Lifeline Comics, the cinnamon roll of Cenobites, Emily Martin.
Hello. Thank you.
This was a surreal experience.
I am the warrior of gender.
I'm the warrior of talking too much.
I am the warrior of podcasts, and I will beat up every other podcaster to prove it. Robert Evans, you and me in the octagon.
Let's go.
You know, we get ultimate god in this, and we'll get to that. Trust me, folks.
Yes,
we'll get to that.
ultimate god.
Ultimate god.
Ultimate mega god. Better than regular god.
I don't want to bury the lead on that too much, but I like to think the 3 of us would combine to form like ultimate baby Jesus specifically.
Well, what a great answer to philosophy. Like, could God lift a rock so big that not even he could lift it? And the answer is yes, but Mega God could.
I just prefer the title Beast Knight God King. If you can refer to me as that forevermore.
It's weird that God has a cockpit, though, right?
I mean,
like, it's weird that you look at those and you realize that the change the adaptation made was going, what if they're robots?
well, I mean, they are robots, but there's some.
But
there's
they're
some
also
stuff.
Dinosaur Voltron God.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. I want to cue the audience in on this because there are a bunch of people that didn't just watch.
The Megazord is alive and is a dick.
And God.
And God. Well,
yeah. So
I'd say being a dick and being God go hand in hand, but that's just my Judaism showing.
Well, it is Zyurangers.
Fuck.
Yeah, to cue the audience
Jesus
in,
fucking Christ.
Today's topic is Super Sentai, or Kiryu Sentai Zyuranger, which is the show that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers famously stole its, or borrowed its action footage from. Anytime the heroes are transformed and you can't see the actors, or if they're in a robot fighting monsters, it was this show they were pulling footage from. Turns out, though, there's a lot of stuff that didn't make it to America. Some of the highlights.
I'm going to say definitely not stolen because Toei absolutely gets their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I plan on using some music in this, and I think I will probably have Toei break my door in for sampling the Super Sentai theme, but I feel like I need a few hundred more listeners before I start getting copyright struck. We'll see how that goes. But this 4-episode arc shows the Zyurangers come up against, the thematically themed Frankenstein, which is what made me think to watch these episodes in the first place last year. But they then go on to fight Satan, Geneva from Final Fantasy VII, some eldritch beings, and like just all around terrifying, spooky stuff. And this isn't even thematically like Halloween episodes in Japan. They just happen to fight all these damn night terrors in these 4 episodes.
I forgot how hard these villain designs go. Like in my head, I just remember the parrot monster and the pig head monster and the piranha monster. I completely forgot about this fucking Resident Evil ass boss of a monster.
Well, this is the crazy thing for me is that I've only seen the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I've seen clips of Super Sentai. I've seen Kamen Rider. I've seen some Ultraman. I've seen some bits and pieces here and there. I'm academically familiar with a lot of like the Ultraman stuff. And I've seen Inframan.
I'm sorry, I'm going to need elaboration on what academically familiar with Ultraman means. Did you take a class?
I'm self-taught.
Okay.
I've read a lot about it. I haven't seen all of the episodes, you see. When I say I'm academically familiar with something, usually it means that I have talked to a person for whom this is their hyperfixation. And
I too am a graduate from the College of YouTube Video Essays.
Exactly. So, like, while
that's why I can BS my way through a Doctor Who podcast if need be.
Fuck yeah, man! I can BS my way through a Five Nights at Freddy's, whatever that is. All 5 of them. Anyway, yes, I put up 3 fingers.
Now we're onto my hyperfixation.
So, like, I was not expecting this Tetsuo the Iron Man ass shit to be popping off in this show for children. Like, this was really like scary, and like I know that the term Great Satan doesn't have the same kind of weight in a children's show in Japan as it would like in a children's show in the United States or Italy, although I'm sure Italy would be like all about that shit. Like
Italy just fucking catching strays.
Listen, Italy doesn't give a fuck. Like, yeah, they have the Vatican or whatever, but like everything else about Italy, they're like, hell yeah, Evangelion. Yeah, we're gonna play. We're not playing fucking Undertale song for the Pope. We're gonna play Cruel Angel's Thesis for the Pope, and he's gonna like it.
You did get into something I did want to ask you both about. Like, I knew you were both at least a little bit into tokusatsu from like discussions we've had on Progressively Horrified. Yeah, like I remember having a fun little tangent about that after wrapping the Assassination Nation episode. But yes. I would like to know about y'all's exposure to tokusatsu and even Super Sentai specifically. Like,
I was that perfect age when Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out and was like the sensation. So I really spent like ages like 3 to 7 where like Power Rangers wasn't the main thing. Power Rangers was the only thing. Like Power Rangers came out and that was, and like from like toddler through like child really until Pokemania swept, like that was all I cared about was Power Rangers. Was watching every episode, getting the toy, just like building the Megazords, playing with the weapons. So I was a diehard fan really through the Zordon era.
Oh yeah.
Like I like Mighty Morphin through the end of In Space. I was hooked. And then I stuck around for Lost Galaxy because that season was really good. And then I watched all the way through, but started kind of falling off with Lightspeed Rescue and Wild Force. And then I heard RPM was good, so I kind of hopped back in a decade ago to watch RPM. Yeah, it is good. RPM is really, really good.
I believe you.
And then I've kind of started, exploring the Sentai, a lot of wiki diving, YouTube watching. But I have started watching a Sentai, and I wanted to avoid the surreality that came from watching Power Rangers, but very not Power Rangers. So I'm watching Boon Boomonger.
Okay.
The where they have tires for faces.
Yeah, it's a look, but it works. Like it
does. Cool.
They make a lot of things work that you would not expect to work.
Their super mode power up is a pit jacket, and it rules.
Yeah, I've seen footage. Like, I don't watch the show, but just seeing that's their like Battleizer upgrade, and I'm like, that's some drip though. Like putting a jacket on a Toku suit.
That sounds pretty sexy, actually.
So I was big into Mighty Morphin Beetleborgs when that was going on.
Or Big Bad Beetleborgs?
Yeah, Big Bad Beetleborgs, thank you. Did I call them the Mighty Morphin Beetleborgs?
Yeah, well, I don't know if they were actually, like, the same or they were, like, a different...
No, I was in Big Bad but, like, most of my... So I've definitely got some tokusatsu experience, watched the Blue Beetle movie a bunch of times, but it's definitely limited to Power Rangers, and like Super Sentai and Power Rangers is definitely my area of expertise. I'm definitely a lot less knowledgeable and haven't really seen much of like Kamen Rider or Ultraman.
Like I said, I've seen bits and pieces here and there of Kamen Rider, of Ultraman, of I've seen the film Inframan, as I've said, which is different, and I'll get into that later. But and of course a lot of Godzilla stuff, like all the old show era Godzilla stuff, like a bunch of it. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out when I was in middle school, and it had a certain charm to it.
How great a theme would Kaiju Ranger be?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the actual...
I know they're all Kaiju Ranger, but...
Yeah, but I did watch a bunch of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but I never, like, I got to the point where Tommy was a tiger, and I was sad that we lost the dragon, because the dragon was cool. It was mostly I would watch it because I'd like want to watch what was on like Gargoyles or something, which was on at a different channel after that. So I'd always be seeing like some of the Power Rangers, but enough to like absorb. So it was, and I've seen like the reality checks or whatever too.
Tommy coming back as the White Ranger, legitimately one of my happiest childhood memories.
Were you
I
one
don't
of those
even
kids,
remember.
like hunger striking when the Green Ranger was kicked off the show?
I was heartbroken when like the Green Ranger, because it was very much like, why is the coolest Ranger gone? Very much not understanding how limited the footage was and how they made the show.
Yeah, and so now I have a little bit more context with this episode, the episodes that I've watched, because this also, I want to mention, I knew that this was from a different show. I was not familiar with how deep this rabbit hole goes.
It's very wild, though, that they so successfully pulled off combining a Zyuranger character with Zyuranger, like, footage and costumes. Like, because I know by seasons, like, 3 especially, they were filming a lot of stuff, like, original fight footage, and using costumes that they bought from Toei from other seasons, like Sentai seasons. But it like, that's a real like editing feat and whatnot, that they were able to like combine, these Rangers from different seasons to make one Mighty Morphin team. Because we get like the Green Ranger is so iconic to me, but when you think about it, we got so much more of the Mighty Morphin team with the White Ranger than we did the Green, didn't we?
We sure did. And I mean, this is also, I think it's an interesting media moment to focus on this point in the mid-90s, where they had been importing stuff like Voltron and Robotech, which were 3 different, like Voltron was 2 different shows at least. Robotech was 3 different shows, so there's been a lot of this trend of kind of upcycling these, the most sellable points of these various media that, would not make it on children's TV in America. And the Power Rangers was an interesting one because of what they added. And I know Saban, how do you sell it? Saban. So I want to say Saban, but that's just because I wanted train suplex. But like is a Final Fantasy VI joke. Saban and their like feat of rearranging this show, like it wasn't seamless, but it was definitely coherent.
Yeah, like I want to get into a little bit just how different these things are, so I can bring the listeners up to speed that didn't grow up watching Power Rangers and make coming out specials called It's Morphin Time or start whole podcasts about this childhood obsession. But so rather than like the typical formula we all know and love of 5 teenagers with attitude being chosen to become superheroes, instead this show is about 5 ancient warriors that were evolved from a race of dinosaur humans that got frozen in time to save the world in the future from the evil witch Bandora, who is Rita Repulsa. They took her footage lock, stock, and barrel from Japan.
They took one look at just how much scenery that actress was chewing and went like, oh no, we can dub this footage over. It's fine.
Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah,
she's so good.
There's
a reason Rita Repulsa has become such an iconic villain.
As we were alluding to at the opening of the show, their Zords are giant robots. They're guardian beasts that come together to form literally God. They do name him Daijuzin as the giant robot, but like he is treated as God. They refer to him as God a bunch. He intercedes here and there, like stops the Green Ranger from killing the Red Ranger at one point. Like, hey, cut your shit out. That's not the prophecy. You guys don't fight yet. That comes later. Like, it's way different of a setup, the way they put this together.
They keep needing to save God, but then in order to save God, God puts them through really unnecessary tests of character? Like, and then berates them for not doing it fast enough?
That's exactly what my childhood upbringing in the church led me to believe. God is exactly like that, though.
Yeah. There is definitely some Christian and, in cases, Abrahamic God situations going on here, but a lot of these creatures are referred to as kami, which is, and in this case, yes, they're very big special gods, but there's always like a more special god.
I know, but it's really funny when the theology is boiled down to like, you thought super god was cool, but get ready for super mega god.
Yeah, so like, the gods are basically like like in Princess Mononoke, like the Shinto style kami, which are, like more pure beings than, but they do like bring in the Christian stuff because we do have great Satan, not just good Satan.
It does imply that there's levels of Satan that Bandura could have summoned.
Yeah, because she uses the hardest black magic spell.
It makes her fucking eyes bleed.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking like robot dinosaur god is like big like, look, I'm dying. You need to go get this weapon to save me. But you have to defeat my robot brontosaurus friend and learn a lesson about brotherhood first.
I fucking love Beast King God Knight Brachion or whatever, the Brachiosaur, like
that
motherfucker.
Sequence. That sequence I remember so strongly from Power Rangers.
See, I
like the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger making their way up the mountain, like fighting Titanus, and like the Red Ranger gets the shield. Oh yeah, no, Red Ranger getting the shield burned into like Kid Me's brain.
I didn't know that was actually part of it, that was in there. But
yeah, like these 4 episodes we're about to cover, they got turned into totally unrelated Power Rangers episodes. Like, them fighting Frankenstein is just a Halloween special that ends when they defeat Frankenstein. Them fighting the super golems or putties, like that was its own separate episode where they didn't even call the Zords. And I think everything after that point, as we'll get to, was too fucking horrifying to be turned into Power Rangers. They're like, we can't use this footage. This is some Cronenberg.
Great Satan, I remember, because they turned that into like a big 2-parter where like they get taken to this island, and then like Great Satan is like just fucking up the city. This California suburb that occasionally turns into Tokyo.
That was adapted into Doomsday, which is like footage from the finale of Zyuranger where Satan shows up again, and rather than having like a body horror monster, it's just a big evil robot piloted by Goldar. So like a little more adaptable, as long as they don't call it Satan.
Yeah, but like I do remember always being a little confused and being like, wait, is Rita's boss just a big giant head? The fuck?
So there's another thing that I am familiar with that I should mention that it definitely is relevant to this. And that would be the works of Go Nagai. The piloted giant robot was brought to us in that form by Go Nagai with Mazinger, or Majinga, however you want to say it. So this whole, and also the small things becoming the big robot, that was Getter Robo. Also Go Nagai. So a lot of these, there were other ideas where you had giant robots, you had giant robo, you had like all
the whole concept of Sentai having giant robots comes from Spider-Man.
Yes, but the giant robot thing is Majinga. And so the other thing about Mr. Nagai is he is the auteur of Devilman, which is what he calls his life's work. as you can tell, because he puts Devilman in fucking everything. There is a Majinga versus Devilman, but I'm seeing the influences of Go Nagai in the robot designs and in the monster designs of the original Super Sentai, especially also like the invocation of Great Satan, which is like big winged big feathery creature coming in, giant head.
I just want to interject because I want people to have a good picture of Great Satan. So if you're imagining like a cool suave character or one of them just crazy tokusatsu monster designs, it's neither of those things. It's the gigantic floating head of an angry Japanese man wearing a crazy Goku wig and just screaming and growling.
It's got eyeliner. It's got some wings.
It has eyeliner.
Yeah.
Like, Great Saiyan has no lines, doesn't do real fight scenes, is just a giant floating head screaming at robots.
With like, I'm trying to think like what they were going for it, because like it's definitely
it rules.
It fucking rules.
Fucking 10 out of 10. No notes. I loved every second of it. But listeners, I just need you to have that picture in your head.
Yeah, think if like the original, like if you had the Superman Fortress of Solitude and it was like a giant crystal thing that had a dude's face, and it was like the wind. You know, like in the old etchings, like this giant thing that's the wind, but because it blows at you. And I guess
Satan just shows up and starts killing people with vape clouds.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And so we have like this giant glam crystal head, and that's Satan, which I think is fucking awesome. Like,
oh yeah, no, it rules. It legitimately rules.
And, you know, and he like doesn't get defeated. He just gets chased into hell by ultra die god Zyuranger.
Are these episodes toy commercials? Yes. Did they work? Yes. And I'm so angry that you can't get these Zords anymore for like less than $400.
God. I mean, when I was in middle school, you know, even though I was you know, on like just discovering grunge and shit, I still was pretty horny for that Brachiosaurus.
You know,
Titanus, the Ultra Zord.
The way I know I'm protected from evil is I do have Titanus in my laundry room, and the Shogun Zord is riding it, which is a thing they did in Power Rangers.
They just straight up were kit bashing Zords by season 3.
Well, they did that thing. Okay, well, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
So,
because that's the fucking... They took King Beast God Brontosaur from Zyuranger, and they fucking kit bashed it with the Shogun Zord from Kaku Ranger, and they literally did it by just going to Toys R Us, buying the Zords, and just kind of smashing them together and filming that.
Bless them.
Now, got to get to the summary of all this eventually to tell the viewer about what's going on. First, I want to bring them up to speed on what they need to know about the series so far, because we're jumping in like 28 episodes in. But up to this point,
it's fine.
Heroes have come together.
It's like superhero comics. You just gotta jump into it.
Prior to this point in the series, they've already faced the evil Green Ranger, Burai, who, rather than being the hot new kid at school that's even better at karate, he's Geki, the Red Ranger's long-lost brother. And they've since become friends and allies, but unbeknownst to the Zyurangers, Burai has to live in a hyperbolic time chamber, and he has less than 30 hours left to live. So
I loved reading about how Zyuranger ratings went up as the season got along because more and more moms started tuning in to see Burai.
Mm-hmm. I was just watching a video earlier today on Jetman, which was the season before this that was like covered in love triangles between multiple characters, and that also like the kids were here for the robot fights, but the moms were tuning in for the love triangles.
So from what I understand of Jetman, it's in that same tier of In Space and RPM, and it's so crazy that this keeps happening over and over again, where ratings and interest were going down. They thought, well, we'll probably cancel it, but let's give it one more season. The creators went, wow, one more, fuck it, let's just go for broke and make like the darkest, most mature season we can make then. And it ended up being awesome. Everyone loved it and it reinvigorated the franchise. And it's crazy that it's happened 3 times.
Also, just want to shout out, it was Austin McConnell's channel. He has videos on Jetman and Time Ranger that are both quite good, so just want to give credit where it's due. Also, giving credit where it's due. Normally when we're talking about a piece of media on giant-sized violence, I like to just do a quick summary and leave it to the viewer if they want to actually read or watch it. Not the case here. I'm already stealing Jeremy's co-hosts of Progressively Horrified, and damn it if I'm not stealing his format as well, because there is so much bonkers shit in these 4 episodes that I'm like, I'm not glancing over any of this. We got to talk about it as it comes up. Just like if you were on your home show, interrupt me whenever it's appropriate, because it's a lot.
I apologize in advance for how much I'm going to take you up on that, and already have. I'm not a good guest. I'm sorry.
You're fantastic, Ben, and we love you. So shut up.
That's just the way you be.
Yeah, don't actually shut up. Please continue talking because it's funny. I will say, if you have Tubi, if you have the access to these, you should watch them, and you do not need context. Like, it's actually kind of better without the context. Like, there's a few questions that I had, and if you have questions, there are plenty of people, I'm sure, if you're listening to this podcast, there's plenty of people in your life that have this as their hyperfixation. They'll be happy to make you academically familiar with it.
I'm glad I could be that friend for you, Emily.
You were. We had a lot of good Discord conversations about this as I was watching it.
Yeah, depending on where we're at on time after the summary, I might ask you to open those up because I wanna know those DMs.
I will. They sort of double function as my notes for the episode, so I will be acknowledging them.
All right, future Tommy, roll the music. We begin our saga with episode 28 of Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, entitled Great Upgrade, Clay Monsters. Dan, the Blue Ranger of the series, has taken on a part-time job at a ramen shop to save up for a computer for the team. The team was previously forbidden from having jobs by their mentor, the Great Wizard Barza, but he's relented as he thinks having a job will help Dan become more responsible while learning about the modern world. The rest of the team decides to take on part-time jobs as well, and Persona-style JRPG hijinks ensue.
Do they? Because this storyline gets dropped so fast.
We get a montage of them having jobs, and that is about it.
Yeah. I really thought, this is the episode. We'll have, some fish out of water stuff. Yeah, literally, it's a scene of, May, the Pink Ranger got a job at McDonald's.
So,
that's that.
Real quick, who's the old guy? Because I feel like Barza, is he their dad?
No, he's like an old elf wizard dude. He's not their dad, to my knowledge.
All right, not that we're keeping score. That's a competition, but Zordon and Alpha 5 are definitely better than fucking Bardoz.
But Bardoz,
Zardoz.
Bardoz is pleased. Now that's a floating head.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's all making sense now. Holy shit.
Yeah. This is all well and good until Dan's ramen shop is struck by an earthquake and other biblical plagues soon follow as the sink starts emitting blood red gas and cockroaches swarm the restaurant.
I just want to say the cockroach action, which is mostly little toy bugs, is
the cockroaches
fantastic.
Is what. Oh my god, the cockroach where you can practically see them just kind of pulling on a string from off screen.
Okay, I'm glad. I thought they were real cockroaches. I did not pick up on that. They definitely killed those guys.
Well, there are a couple of cockroaches that are definitely real and definitely in the soup, which is.
And then there's definitely a guy beneath the pot just kind of throwing cockroaches up into the camera frame.
Oh yeah, there was
just rubber one.
There are a lot of cockroaches on strings kudos to the puppeteers for those cockroaches because it was very convincing, and I would actually prefer looking at those than actual cockroaches drowning in soup.
One thing I will give for the little part-time montage, just watching in 2025 is the kind of like, damn, like the past really is a world you can't go back to. Like, damn, like well, just like seeing just these glimpses of Tokyo in 1992. That was like that was just present day when they were filming it, but now is like this historical era
It's so
that like
nostalgic.
we were alive for, but like is going, yeah, like I don't know, just like there was a real like just glimpse into like windows back into the 90s that were like, I don't know, it's my I'm very 30s, so I'm getting this, so like it added to the surreality of the show.
The owner of the shop and his young son, Shunichi, fear this is the end of their restaurant until 3 strange men, one in a Frankenstein mask, enter the shop.
Which is normal.
Nobody calls attention to it. I love this Frankenstein costume because it's just like if a Frankenstein mask was a Batman cowl, like he's just wearing like a Frankenstein mask helmet over it. It's just like, it's just a wild design choice.
Yeah, because he has eyes in the mask to give him the look of like the Frankenstein eyes, but they're not like his eyes.
No, they're like these just blood red eyes. They're like,
yeah.
But also they're just jutting off in kind of random directions.
So Tommy, I need to ask about these guys because so I remember in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, there were 2 bully characters that were sort of like the funny bully.
Bulk and Skull, yes, the best characters.
Bulk and Skull, yes. So this one, we had Bookback and Nut Job or whatever the fuck his name is.
Totopat.
Totopat and Bookback, which is like, that's a weird set of names, but yeah, tell me about them because I figured they were recurring characters, but I don't know where they fit into the whole situation.
That's an interesting comparison because I guess like they do have the role of comic relief assholes like Bulk and Skull, but they are monsters. Like they're Squat and Babu from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Like
just, this is their human.
I remember they were there, but God, Squat and Babu, like I couldn't even remember their names.
Yeah, they never
like
did anything really.
Yeah, I don't know. Compared to like Finster or especially Goldar and especially Scorpina.
Oh, so okay, Babo
did not take many episodes for Scorpina to make an impression on young B.
So I did not remember Scorpina, but I also have her and Rita Repulsa, like, because I've actually seen Inframan more than this. So an Inframan is a Shaw Brothers sort of retort to Ultraman, and it is basically like Ultraman, but Chinese Kung Fu. And there is a Rita Repulsa kind of character. Her name is Princess Dragon Mom. And she has just look this shit up. Just look it up. I cannot describe. This is a show don't tell situation. So reader, listener, you who partake in this media, look up Inframan and look up Princess Dragon Mom, because she is a dragon, but she also turns into a mom and a princess. So, it pretty much my entire identity.
I looked her up, and yeah, she's gender.
Yeah.
I'm switching to that. But, so
anyway,
the 3 men claim to be from the gas company and explain that the red gas is caused by construction and nothing for them to worry about. And they proceed to eat several bowls of ramen, cockroaches and all, with their bare hands. That night, young Shinichi.
I didn't like that. I mean, I just cockroaches and eating together. I was just like, oof, no. I know they're rubber cockroaches and whatnot, but oh man, just the health code violations.
That night, young Shinichi investigates the 3 men and soon finds himself kidnapped and taken underground by them. Thankfully, Dan sees this and pursues them, soon uncovering their mining operation. The men are revealed to be Totopat and Bookback, that's Squat and Babu for you Power Rangers fans, and sure enough, the man in the Frankenstein mask turns out to be Frankenstein, called Dora Franken here.
Okay, this is one of my favorite moments, is I love this reveal so much, because it's not some sort of magic gas, it's not like a cockroach monster plan, it's just strip mining.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
There's no magic involved. This is just regular environmental degradation from like resource extraction.
yeah, like Bandora's just fracking. Like
Yes! It's so funny. No magic. Just fucking like she's just a Captain Planet villain right now.
She's just RuPaul over here. And
Yeah.
It's so, oh my, because because again, I didn't know. I'm watching like this Sentai mostly blind, and I'm like, oh, the smoke's got to be some part of magic monster spell she's doing. No, that's just what happens when you do really environmentally destructive mining in an earth, like right underneath a shop.
And Rita Repulsa was always messing with the Power Rangers' personal lives. Like, oh, a bake sale, huh? What if I send a pig monster? Here, like, this has nothing to do with Dan working at the ramen shop. He just happens to do that. And like,
yes,
like there's no.
This is just where she can get like the better clay.
Yeah. The ramen shop is just a
I love that apparently get better clay was always an option, and it took her 28 episodes to figure that out.
The Earth is big, okay? There's a lot of stuff there.
And she's still working on one city in Japan and its quarry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a lot going on in that city in Japan. There's a lot of resources there. You know, there's a lot of bake sales to fuck up. There's a lot of children to rob of their candy and their autonomy, apparently.
That does seem to be a big thing for Bandora, is just kind of fucking with kids for the hell of it.
Well, I don't know how many episodes involve her fucking with, like, stealing children through reflective surfaces or whatever, but we'll get there. Now...
Well, she's in 4 episodes, she has 2 separate child stealing plans, so...
That's fair. So... Here's another thing I wanted to ask you about, Tommy. We have the reason that I was asking if Bardoz was their dad, or Barzo or whatever. I'm so sorry, I can't remember anything. Barza. Someone
has the wiki page open while doing this podcast.
Nice. I should do that, but I'm distracted. Barza, I was thinking Barza was their dad because one of them says to Dan that he's not allowed to have, I think it was the girl whose name is
May.
May was saying to Dan that he's not allowed to have a part-time job. And this is interesting because in Japan, when you're in high school, there's certain rules where you can't have a part-time job while you're in high school, you know, very depending on the situation. And we have a lot of these characters that are trying to like integrate into society so they can, like, you know, get stuff like getting a computer or whatever. And I don't know how much them living their daily life, which is, I should mention, in their crazy costumes. Like, they don't fucking go civvy mode.
I have this for the post summary notes, but I'll get to it here. Their drip is so good. Like, so good.
I love their outfits. Oh my god. Fucking Genki's outfit, the Red Ranger. Oh, drip for days.
I always thought I wanted to dress in the Green Ranger suit, but no, Burai's outfit, like, I want that outfit more than anything. If I have like a stalker out there or so, like just a really obsessive fan, if you assemble that outfit for me, I will take whatever picture you want if you send that to me.
I love that they are just walking around, going about, wearing that. Like, I love that they're just knocking on doors being like, hey, we're your local Super Sentai.
I know. There's no like there's no secret identities here. There's no like cover up. It's just we're just guys. We're just little guys in crazy drip. And I guess it is the 90s in Japan, so like, you know, you could walk around wearing like your weird pauldron of ropes and your like tiger print and shit. You know,
I got no idea what's going on with Barza's fucking hair hat, though. That shit's wild.
Well, Barza, I don't think Barza's just walking around. He is an elf wizard, so he's got like his elf wizard outfit with his like staff and everything. Like, you wouldn't deny an old man his walking stick, right? So
I would.
No,
sure.
He's reading, and he's also a gardener. Like, if you watch the first episode, when Rita shows up, he just, like, is out gardening somewhere. He's like, what's this? And, like, his ear grows 5 times, and, like, he hears, oh, shit, Rita's back, or Bandora.
Shit. the one of the main things I took away from this is like, shit, I need to watch the rest of this.
Yeah.
Because it is so delightful. But the point I was trying to get to here with the Barza situation is that he was saying that they shouldn't take part-time jobs. And then they were like, then they go to Barza and they're like, hey, Barza, why'd you let Dan do this part-time job? And he's like, I was going to test him. And we never figure out what this is a test for. But as I was saying to Ben on the Discord,
Barza wanted that good ramen, and he's like, shit, if I gotta send one of you out to learn how to cook.
I feel like Barza was testing them, being like, listen, if you're going to be invested in one of these buildings that will inevitably be destroyed by you fucking around in these giant robot gods, you know, you're going to have to realize the loss and the effects that you're going to have. You have to, like, you know, understand your worldly tethers.
Like, everyone these characters know and love is, like, long dead millions of years ago, and they never really seem too sad about it.
Look, Wolfenstein 3D just came out, and Barza doesn't want anybody to know, but he also really wants that computer.
I mean, good for him, though. Like, if he wants to play Wolfenstein 3D, maybe he would have some different opinions about Clotho. But anyway.
We'll get there. Bandor's henchmen are mining special clay from underneath the ramen shop to make more powerful golems / putties for you Americans, and stronger monsters of the week, Dora Franken being the first of these new creations. Dan transforms to fight Dora Franken, but is quickly overpowered. He's soon joined by the other Zyurangers, but Frankenstein is too strong for them. Bandora uses her wand to make her monster grow, and the formula we all know and love escalates to the giant robot fight. However, even their combined robot, Daijuzin, seems to be no match for Dora Franken, who whips their ass using a mace made out of Frankenstein's famous neck bolts.
Oh my god, the neck bolt nunchucks.
Yeah, that was
that
brilliant.
Fucking rule.
This is good shit. This is good shit here.
They had some good shit going with this, with these costumes. Like, I forgot just, like, how much, like, real choreography and movement is going on from, like, you know, the not Megazord.
Yeah, like, this is kind of a highlight, because I remember Frankenstein's fight in Power Rangers being really good, because, he's so nimble, and, like, that's a theme in Japanese history, is, like, the light kaiju costumes that aren't made of rubber and concrete. Like, you can do really cool stuff, and the juxtaposition with a big old blocky robot, like, it just didn't expect Frankenstein to be the one that gives them run for their money.
I looked up because I'm like, what did they like? Because I didn't quite remember Frankenstein, so I'm like, did they even adapt this for Power Rangers? What happened? And so I looked it up, and apparently they did need, like, additional, like, American original footage, like, especially to make all, you know, like, the Halloween, especially the whole, like, we're sending him undercover at a Halloween party.
Yeah.
So for all of that, apparently it was Jason David Frank himself, you know, Tommy himself, playing Frankenstein.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, and Billy's dressed up as Sherlock Holmes, and when he finds the monster, he's
of
like,
course, Billy's dressed up as Sherlock
it's time
Holmes.
for molecular configuration or something like that instead of it's morphin time.
Molecular. So that's another fun fact about so I can't remember the name of the actor, but
David
apparently
Yost.
David Yost. Okay, so he is involved in the American Taekwondo Association, which is the program that I participate through. Taekwondo. I mean,
you do
I
give
take
Blue
classes.
Ranger energy specifically. This checks out.
Really?
Aww.
Aww. It's
Oh, dang.
I feel seen.
I always thought my Sentai energy was like comic relief Green Ranger. Not Tommy, not the cool Green Ranger. I'm talking like Ziggy from RPM.
I don't even remember.
Or like
I saw that
the or like the helicopter, or like the pilot, or like the Green Ranger from Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, B did roll up to this recording wearing a purple Power Rangers shirt,
So,
Mighty Morphin, and it's fucking Barney on the buckle on the chest.
It's I love you time.
Yeah, that is the warrior of love.
And
yes,
you are the warrior of love.
I said there wasn't a purple Mighty Morphin Ranger earlier, but like there have been a couple instances where Bulk and Skull, like either for a short comic or some other one-off gag, have become Rangers, and one of them is always the purple one. So like,
I think it's usually Bulk is purple and Skull is orange.
Secondary colors. Interesting. God, where were we talking about that? Oh,
Bandor is doing a fracking.
well, I was talking about the Taekwondo thing. So apparently he, David, what was his name again?
David Yost
Put together a program that is specifically, it was offered at my Taekwondo school for a while. Was the extreme martial arts program, and it was basically like learning to be a stunt person and learning like crazy stunt shit. We don't offer that anymore, but it was fucking incredible.
The real key to it was finding Japanese shows with actors that look just enough like you in the footage.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how many of the other actors were actually like acrobatic.
I think their key for Power Rangers. Yeah, I mean, they were all doing great choreography and stunt work. I think their casting, methodology was like, it's easier to teach sexy martial artists how to act than it is to teach actors how to do martial arts.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain martial arts that you can do if you have like a good choreographer. You can get any actors to do all sorts of crazy shit and like editing and stuff like that. Like you can.
Yeah, but it helps when you're working with people like, Jason David Frank, who was legitimately like an incredible martial artist, or like good at like, on-screen fighting.
Yeah.
Anyway, the episode ends with the Rangers calling out for help, hoping their green-clad friend with a giant dragon robot will come to their rescue.
So the giant dragon robot. So we have they are warriors of various tribes, right? So you have a boy of the saber-toothed tiger tribe. You have May of the pteranodon tribe. You have...
To get to the heart of this, Burai, the Green Ranger, was raised by fairies in kind of another dimension or something, or got spirited away. Yeah. And like Geki kind of got his birthright in his place, since he was like a stolen Rumpelstiltskin baby kind of thing. And like, so that's why he wakes up in the present and is like, F you, I'm gonna take over this planet. And they're like, hey, can we be friends? And it takes like 5 episodes or so of fighting before he's like, yeah, okay, God said so.
Is that why he got the Godzilla robot?
Dragon Caesar.
Yes. Yeah.
They're just buds.
The creepy kid we're about to meet, I believe, gave him Dragon Caesar because, he gets the knife flute, which in this sounds like a flute and not a trumpet. It makes sense here. It's just that he's blowing it through a helmet, and sometimes not through a helmet. Like, there's a little less suspension of disbelief here.
It's fine. It's a flute dagger. We all want one.
On to episode 29, A Mystery, the Attacking Beast Knight God.
Yes.
Man, I do got to give it to Geki's actor, Yuta Mochizuki. Boy, can that man yell, brother!
I mean, I feel like if you are in a drama in Japan, and you're a guy, actually, no, just kidding. Anyone, you got to be able to call out for your Aniki. Because we have Anikis everywhere. Everybody's an Aniki in this. And we even have a drill. So that's...
Frankenstein gets drilled and it fucking rules.
Yeah, that drill pierces.
Then he turns into a...
We'll get there,
nightmare.
Yeah.
Before Frankenstein can finish off Daijujin, the robot breaks apart, throwing out most of our Rangers, but keeping Red Ranger Geki trapped in the Tyrannosaurus cockpit as it carries him away. Meanwhile, at the now destroyed ramen shop, young Shinichi comforts his father and wheels out a food cart, saying they'll start over and save up to buy a new shop, likely by stealing the business of every other restaurant destroyed by the weekly giant monster battles.
I forget, do we see them again after this?
No! That's the end! Yeah. They just like in the middle of the monster fight are like...
That's the end of the entire part-time job subplot.
I know what I'm saying. Dead and we did this restaurant instead, but like, hey, we can sell dirty cockroach food at music festivals.
They absolutely could have made a whole episode out of the Rangers get silly part-time jobs and they fight a ramen monster.
Yeah, that's good. That's why I think that the test for them was that, like, yeah, you can get involved in human shit, but it is going to get destroyed by all of the like metaphysical, crazy God warrior bullshit that's going on. Because that's another thing, is that this town is getting fucked up by the giant Dora Frankie, and the giant God beast ranger conglomeration Zord. Like, buildings are falling over.
More religions had God be like a series of dinosaur robots that merged together, I would fucking go to church then.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If they told me that growing up, I might still be a Christian. Like, if I thought it was a robot made of 5 to 7 giant dinosaurs I was praying to, I might have successfully prayed the gay away. It might have worked, or at least I would have kept trying.
If you told me that when God defeated Satan by hopping on top of his Brontosaurus friend and firing his Brontosaurus cannons at the devil, fuck, I would have been in.
Well, that's why this is our gay church, and that's why we're gay.
I just had VeggieTales growing up, and they did incorporate Frankenstein, but like, they were just like, oh, hey, God's bigger than Frankenstein. You don't have to be worried about him. Plus, it's an actor and monster.
Okay, well, Super Sentai takes the opposite take. In this world, Frankenstein can fucking solo God, no problem.
Just
until
like in
he
the
combines into Ultimate God. And
yes.
Then it's fine.
But by then he's gone through 2 Pokemon evolutions.
And 13 kids have been kidnapped, but we'll get there.
Yeah, and the fucking salt pillar. Anyway.
Meanwhile, let's see. We already talked about the cart. The T-Rex Zord carries Geki out into an open field where he's...
That's so funny that he got kidnapped by his own fucking robot.
Him away.
I fucking love that. That's so cool.
He freaks out in there. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, that's the cool thing, is that these like the Zords are autonomous. Like, they're, if you have your heart of the warrior or whatever, then they'll do what you say. But the Zords are like, nah, bitch, you got to go do a rite of passage with your bro I'm convinced the Dragon Ball fight zone.
All of the controls in there are just like fake, the fake steering wheel you give kids. Like
Maggie Simpson.
Little like squeaky button for the horn.
Robot God is like, look, this is all going to go easier if they think they're doing the fighting.
Yeah, so. I'm putting in the crystal. You sure are.
It's like,
not
quick,
in the square peg, honey, in the round one.
The sword, hit the sword button.
Yeah, it just is a bunch of screens that tell them what poses to make, and then they'll be like, okay, this is how you do it. You do your like, right now,
it's really funny when they do merge, like, Daizujin with
Dragon Caesar.
With Dragon Caesar, because Barai is just in the back literally doing nothing.
Yeah, he's there.
Just standing there being like, what up?
Because he doesn't pilot.
There's no inside. There's no controls. He's just kind of chilling. And I love it. I love when the Green Ranger joins him like in the cockpit, but it's very funny that he's just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to this in an episode or two. But
yes.
So the T-Rex Zord carries Geki out into an open field where he's detransformed and met by Burai, who speculates that God sent them here for a reason.
Classic speculation.
Don't we missed that amazing special effect where they just kind of float like the dragon dagger on a string?
Where it takes him through through the fucking gates of hell or heaven or whatever from his little Hellraiser room.
This is especially wild because they're like, because fucking, Ku Klux Klatho knows that they have Barai has such a limited amount of time to be alive, and fucking God and this and this racist child are like, we want you to fucking climb the Astro Crag and and recover the new toy.
Ben, please.
That's a good use.
Crag.
We could just tell the Brontosaur to let you have it and save the day, but no, we want you to waste your one day of life doing this for us.
That is funny because the Blue Ranger is the Ranger of Guts.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And they do climb the Aggro Crag. But the Green Ranger is in this little weird temple or something. Like, it's this little room and has just like Beauty and the Beast. got a little candle or whatever that is his remaining life. And if he doesn't, I don't know, die first or whatever, like he will also be forever dead when the candle goes out.
And it's interesting how they adapted the candle, because the candle was in Power Rangers, that candle was like, instead of being tied to Tommy's life, it was tied to the Green Ranger powers. And he only had, because that was how they explained like them using less and less Tommy. And that's how they explained him losing the Green Ranger powers and leaving the show temporarily, was like the candle burned like every time he used his powers. And once it like burned all the way out, he couldn't, like, no more Green Ranger.
Okay. That makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, that was how they adapted the candle, where instead of being, so it was like the powers instead of the life.
Right.
Not that matters. Every time they're like in Power Rangers, they're like, our powers have lost forever, until we're just gonna have them again with no explanation at the next big like team up special.
Speaking of explanations, Burai and Geki come into contact with the Guardian Beasts in the form of statues, who tell them that they will not be able to defeat Dora Franken with Daijuzin. They're sent on a quest to find Beast Knight God King Brachion and overcome his challenge, and in return, they'll be provided with a way to defeat the new Golem monsters. Meanwhile, the other Zyurangers speculate on where the Green and Red Rangers are when the city is attacked by Bandora's new and improved clay golems. The Rangers transform to fight them, but they find these are much stronger than the typical mooks they're used to. When they resort to using their power weapons, they discover that defeating one of these golems only causes it to split into more golems.
And man, I gotta say, based on the effect they used, where like they split apart and they do some like claymation, but they still use the same clay, so they're tinier. Like, oh man, like I was really hoping like, because when we got to back to the fighting, they're just regular sized people. I was really hoping the Rangers was gonna fight like tiny
little
golems.
guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Just tiny little fellas.
So, just for our listeners at home, if you haven't seen the Super Sentai Zyuranger, the putties, aka the golems, are they still make like crazy weird like slurm noises. Like they're always like blah, blah,
They
blah,
still
blah,
sound
blah,
like
blah.
Zoidberg from Futurama.
Yeah, they're very, like a lot of mouth sounds there. Wondering what those do. I don't see an actual mouth.
While this is happening, Totopat and Bookback have returned, now carrying a mysterious random pillar for an as of yet unrevealed purpose. Back to the magic side quest, Geki and Burai encounter a giant mechanical brontosaurus that begins to shoot lasers and fireballs at them. They realize that this must be King Brachion, because who else it would be, and that the chest he's protecting at the top of the mountain must contain the reward Daijuzin told them about.
So, first of all, it is Beast Knight King. No, Beast Knight God King Brachion.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the Beast Knight God King. He is the king of the gods and beasts, and also a knight. So I guess like when first you're a beast, then you're a knight, and then it just stacks.
Yeah.
I guess. The nomenclature.
The Brontosaurus was a very impressive dinosaur.
Yeah, and it's a Brachiosaurus.
You're a
Listen.
Brachiosaurus.
You're a Brachiosaurus.
Thanks.
The brothers learn to share and use teamwork to overcome the challenge. Burai gives Geki the Green Ranger shield so he can withstand Brachion's blasts, while Geki gives Burai his sword, that shoots lasers by the way, to distract Brachion as Geki climbs up the mountain. Their plan works, and Geki finds that Brachion's chest contains new weapons, the Thunder Slingers, that may be the key to victory.
God, it's such just like, open the chest. What is it? The new Power Rangers toy, now available in stores.
Yeah, which they have like. I don't remember the Rangers using gun.
They do a close up on them, and I swear to God, I was expecting like a price tag to just like appear in the corner, like call now, tell your mom, steal your mom's wallet.
The guns were very like deliberately placed. You know, like I was expecting something like this is a magic stone that's going to become guns because you believe in the power of friendship or whatever. But no, it's just like a bunch of guns, just the right amount of guns. So the giant Brachiosaurus was like, you gotta get past me to get the guns. But once you do, then you will have a piece of the aggro crag, which are these guns.
And those bastards never even brought that toy to America. I just Googled it.
The
bastards.
Gun?
The Thunder Slinger, yeah. The
Yeah.
That
typical
is
red blade blaster.
That is surprising that they would have neglected any merchandising opportunity.
Thunderslinger is my other job.
The red...
Sorry. Ben's shaking their head very slowly at me.
It's fine. It's fine.
The Red and Green Rangers return to the city and give the other Zyurangers the Thunder Slingers, which they use to easily defeat the upgraded clay golems and keep Emily employed.
Gotta make rent somehow. In Sonoma County.
Then Dora sends her giant...
Sorry.
I had forgotten that Dora Frankie was like, had come back and was just watching her make the super putties. Because I definitely had the thought of like, because especially after the Tyrannosaurus fucked off and the others just like yeeted out their Sentai and was like, bye. I'm just like, wait, so is there now just a giant Frankenstein wrecking Tokyo completely unopposed? What
Yes.
the fuck?
I feel like
Yeah.
But apparently
Pandora's
they're just...
really only in it for the fight. Like, she kind of comes and goes. She's not here to just wreck the city. Maybe she wants some ramen shops to still be around when she conquers the planet.
Destroying the ramen shop, that was never like the destruction. That's just part of like, that was just the natural consequences of strip mining.
Yeah, no, she wasn't
Yeah.
targeting that ramen shop.
Yeah, the
That
monsters are
wasn't-
regulars.
That
like,
legitimately wasn't
Yeah.
some super, that legitimately was not Super Sentai villain material. That was a Mr. Burns move.
Which is funny because the monsters were there. Like, they were there, and you'd think that they were like, oh, we're going to be here in our cute little hats, and we're going to, like, you know, like they're all wearing their OSHA compliant or their Japanese equivalent of OSHA compliant hard hats, and they're all like, oh yeah, we just want some cockroach ramen. Yes, okay, thanks. They weren't doing reconnaissance to like fuck with Dan. They were just there, and then that was a coincidence. Like, I just want to really make this clear to our audience is that this is not written together. This is just, it just happened.
It's some real and then storytelling.
And then Bandora sends her giant Frankenstein to battle them. And we're once again back to a giant robot battle. This time, Burai and his Dragon Caesar fighting at their side.
Hell yeah.
As it turns out, though, you can't fuck with Frankenstein, and he proceeds to whoop both of their asses simultaneously. The robots reassemble to form Goryuzin, where Dragon Caesar combines with the Mammoth, Triceratops, and Saber-Tooth Tiger Zords, but it's still not enough.
And the Red Ranger presumably just fucks off to get a sandwich.
Yeah, sometimes the T-Rex is, like, there for moral support, but the Pterodactyl, never. That flying effect is too expensive. We only have so many strings to fly so many daggers.
Always bothered me a little that the Pterodactyl was in no way pink.
But it's
They
still...
painted it, it's the same red to, like, match the Megazord, which it looks better that way as, like, the combined form, but I was always kind of like, you know, it was the same with the Crane Zord. I'm like, it's more white. And then years later, I'm like, right, because it's a Kaku Ranger Zord.
Also,
yeah.
it already is the bra of the Megazord. Like, for some reason, this one couldn't be feminine enough to have a pink bra.
Yeah, it's rough. If it was Gonagai, that shit would have titties.
Be more confident in your masculinity, robot god.
Yeah. So Gonagai, okay, Mazinger had the Minerva, aka the Aphrodite A. That motherfucker had titties that were rockets. They would shoot out of her chest, and they were like cone tits, and they were actual rockets.
Don't shoot your fists. You need those for hands. You don't need
Shoot
your
the
tits
tits.
for that much when you're a robot.
Yeah, and
Boob
they could
rocket.
return. She
Yeah.
fully had boob rockets. So like,
So
Yeah.
what we're saying, Gundam, if you want to get the merch sales back up, sexier robots.
yeah, I don't know why this hasn't come back into style.
Lingerie
because-
accessories for my Gundam model kits.
For real. Where's my Aphrodite A? Where's my Minerva? Like,
Oh man, you put those fucking like the Gundam Wing Boys in lingerie, those action figures will be gone.
I think those have existed. But
Only because the fans were willing enough to make them
Yeah.
themselves.
3D printing can do some wonderful things.
Let's see. Where were we? Okay. So
I think they're getting their ass kicked. But no, then they formed the Pink Ranger and Red Ranger fuck off and the other four go.
but
and
it's
do stuff.
still not enough. It's only when the Rangers combine their blasters with the new Thunder Slingers and fire a combined shot at Frankenstein, while Burai follows up by forcing Goryugen's giant drill weapon through the monster's chest.
It's so hardcore.
Finally able to defeat him. Except, oh no, it's only made Frankenstein's skin fall off, turning him into Zombie Frank, a psycho Gorman looking ass monster that's even more powerful than before.
I love that they use breakaway stripper pant technology for all of Frankenstein's clothes and face.
And the zombie Frankie underneath.
Great design.
Is some fucking Tetsuo the Iron Man shit. Like, if that was in black and white, that shit would be Tetsuo the Iron Man. Like, the only thing that is missing is just being a giant dick.
I am happy we get more violence out of this robot fight, though, just because, like, normally I'm so used to just, like, a slash effect and an explosion. Like, we don't normally get to see a monster actually just get, like, run through by one of these weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was, like, where it really took a turn, and I was like, I need to show people this. Because like, I'd seen the Frankenstein episode of Power Rangers, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. These two, like, that and the Upgrade episode were the same thing. And then, like, oh yeah, they killed Frankenstein. Oh shit, he's back. And that is way too scary for American audiences. And it just escalates from there. So, like, there are at least 3 different groups of people I've been like, yes, I'm showing you tokusatsu. We're starting in the middle of Zyuranger because you don't understand. It's not just Japanese Power Rangers. It's insane.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's so delightful.
Oh my god, when they're just like, go fetch us a random doctor.
Yeah, so let's get into the next.
We'll get there. That's episode 31, I think. We'll see.
Yeah,
but I at least need to circle back because I know Ben loves it, but like, you can't be the only one who got some Psycho Gorman vibes from this guy.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Oh, definite Psycho Gorman.
Yeah, no, this
absolutely.
The Super Sentai outfits have definitely, especially like the Rita Repulsa's, like Stout Babu or whatever, like all of her guys, and that little like goblin guy who's like her little the like crafts person that makes all the putties
/ Pleprecon.
Yeah, love him. He's like that outfit is fucking cool. Like all of these monsters are absolutely informed to become, they have informed the Psycho Gorman outfits. And, I think that this is a lost art. We need to really like bring it back because they're so fun. And yeah, they look like outfits. That's fine. I want to see some nerds jumping around in these dope outfits because I want to do that someday.
Pandora appears in the sky to reveal that the more they kill her Frankenstein monster, the stronger it becomes. She then disappears, as does Zombie Frank, but in his place, the mysterious pillar from before grows into a giant, ominous white pillar with an evil face and a sinister purpose to be revealed in the next episode.
It's ominous as fuck.
Yeah, it's
spooky.
Yeah.
It looks like, I don't know, like, if you've seen Prometheus, the little vagina snake that comes out of the egg.
I was getting very, like, Final Fantasy VII boss vibes from it, especially as human sacrifices become involved.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit of a weird, like, Kenneth Unger, Alejandro Jodorowsky, like, 70s acid trip movie.
The concept of this pillar just in the middle of Tokyo with just like this creepy face and this creepy shape, and then the kidnapped children become like embedded in it. It's just screaming for help. The concept of it is so just like creepy, and just imposing.
It is
and
terrifying.
Then the execution is like, we put these tiny children in white leotards and painted their faces
and had them sticking out of a white thing.
Out of just like, I don't, out of like a wall we cut some holes in.
Yeah. It would have been cool if it was like, Freddy Krueger faces all over it. But, I know they only had so much.
I get what they were going for. And I'm willing to suspend the disbelief, but boy, does it make a very creepy concept very funny in execution.
This leads us to our next episode, episode 30, Satan Comes.
Yeah, I sure hope he does.
With Bandora and her spiral spike titties.
Her cone tits are fucking amazing. Like, good for her. They're very high up, which I'm like, I mean, girl, do what you want. But you don't have anything you don't have to compensate for anything. Your hair is already like so good. Anyway.
The Zyurangers are exactly where we left them, staring up at the ominous white pillar. They notice a spell sigil on its back that even their wizard mentor Barza can't identify. They summon Daijuzin to try to remove the pillar, but it continuously zaps the robot and knocks it back, leaving them powerless to do anything about Banksy's latest art installation.
You know, actually, that's inspired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that thing...
Try censoring this one, British government.
Yeah, as a political statement, it says something. I'm not sure what, but I would leave it in front of a national monument or something.
Oh, no. Look, the pillar's saying something, and it's saying, help me, I'm a kidnapped child.
The pillar is saying that Satan comes.
Cut to the moon, specifically Bandora's palace. We learned the witch has spent the last 2 days performing a magic ritual, one so evil and scary that she may just die performing it.
Bandora's palace fucking rules.
Oh yeah. Half the time she's like singing karaoke up there and it also rules. Like,
I totally get why they looked at the hero setup and went, okay, we're changing everything. And they looked at the villain setup and were like, nah, just dub it over and call it a day. We're not beating this.
Like, it's so much better in the villain setup in the Japanese show too. Like, Griffosaur and Lammy, or their names here, Goldar and Scorpina, their relationship is actually adorable in Japan. Like, Griffosaur's got a little puppy face. He isn't able to speak in the first half of the series, but when Lammy comes back, Pandora's like, yeah, I decided to give Griffosaur a voice because, you know, they're in love and stuff. And, like,
that's adorable.
Yeah, it's
man, it's very hard looking, like seeing him and not being like Goldar.
Like her name being Lammy, which I assume is from Lamia, first of all, because you have Lamia, you have Griffin, you have Lamia, you have Sphinx, you know, like all these kind of critters. But I think the fact that her name is Lammy is really fucking cute. And I mean, it's not as like sexy dom as Scorpina, but honestly, she doesn't need anything. That would be like putting a hat on a hat for her. Cause I'm like, she shows up and she's like, I'm Lammy. And I'm like, yes, ma'am.
They used a little bit of Lammy. She definitely, I don't think they quite knew how to really use the footage.
Yeah, she hardly shows up, but she feels like way more of a presence here.
Yeah. I think she was more, it feels like she was more part of like Bandora's regular crew, where she just kind of like showed up, burned her way into Kid Me's memories, and then like fucked off.
Yeah, they don't kill her or nothing in the American show. Like, they had to do that in a comic years later just to explain, so what was all that about?
Yeah, the Boom comics had to be like, hey, so where'd Scorpina go?
And they also deal with Satan in the same thing. Like,
that rules.
In Soul of the Dragon, the like reunion comic, or the like one about Old Man Tommy, like, there's a brief moment they go to another dimension. Scorpina and I think they call them like Lokar here. Like, they're here. Man. Gotta kill him and then end issue.
Everyone's like, wants to like power rank the heroes. Nah, I'm telling, we gotta start power scaling these villains. Great Satan versus Dark Sector. That's what the fight I want to see.
Yeah.
All right, those are some Power Ranger deep, not deep cuts, but I apologize if you don't know anything about Power Rangers.
We're here. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Here we are.
But back to our sexy villains. That night, Lammy, who American audiences will recognize as Scorpina,
tell me Goldar didn't make some gay furries happen.
I was there for Goldar. If Goldar was fucking cool as shit. I was like,
Arnold Schwarzenegger voice and. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Fuck. It's all coming together.
I loved his voice. He was like an evil Muppet.
Also, I wasn't shipping them, but like Goldar and Rito or Goldar and the pig guy from the movie, like,
The pig guy, the inexplicable pig guy. How did they even come up with that, adding a pig guy?
I have thoughts on that. I think it's because, like, they have all of these henchmen that'll be really expensive to adapt into the movie. But that pig guy is a little bit of Finster, a little bit Squat, and a little bit Babu, all rolled into one. So I think they just made one pig monster that, you know, kids loved Pudgy Pig. That was clearly
I love
one of
the
the
pig
showmakers'
monster.
shoots.
Oh my god, if you
Monsters.
ever cover fucking Power Rangers the movie with Ivan Ooze, fucking call me up.
Shit, I'm sorry.
yeah.
We literally, like, have that recorded but not published. Yeah. If anything, if the audio gets corrupted, I'll give you a call.
There you go.
So Lammy runs through the city with a number of hooded golems who do genuinely look creepy as hell, throwing spell cards on various houses. Inside those homes, we see children getting abducted one by Bandora, who appears Pennywise style in their mirrors and in their late night glasses of water just before the children vanish.
Now,
It's fucking scary.
are these like magic tattoo flash designs that like allow Bandora to kidnap the children, or is that just a way for them to be like, hey Bandora, there's a kid in this house, so
Yes.
get mirror stealing?
All of the above, I think. I mean, I think that there's like, yeah, she's doing the marking of the
Well, now that I
resident.
say it out loud, I realize that the answer is it doesn't fucking matter.
And I like how this flash tattoo design is in the grimoire next to like some fucking Seal of Solomon shit.
It fucking rules, that design. Like,
Yeah. Who will do that? I don't know if I need that tattoo, but Ben, that might be a good one.
Kathleen could definitely tattoo it to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to have to explain its origin, though. Like, okay, so it's a space witch kidnapping kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just looks cool enough that like you could just be in like, it's skulls and snakes. What more the fuck do you need to know?
Yeah, you just say Rita
It's
Repulsa.
metal.
Just say Rita Repulsa and they'll be like, oh, okay. And you don't have to explain it further. You'd be like, this is Rita Repulsa. This has to do with Rita Repulsa. So
Has every podcast guest mentioned that Rita Repulsa's voice is currently Turbo Granny and Don Don?
I didn't know that.
No guest has, but a friend did.
Okay.
Well,
Yes, they specifically sought her out for the role. They were literally like, we want a Rita Repulsa kind of voice. Hey, can we just get Rita Repulsa?
I love that. That is the perfect voice.
I'm going to shamelessly self-promote here, but the color-changing art business I do, our latest print is Don themed, and like, I don't have an online store because like I'm cool but not put together. So like, I don't know, just hit me up. We'll figure it out on Etsy or something.
Same, yeah. I'm working on that myself. That's cool. I love that.
Back to actual Rita. The next day, the Zyurangers return to the pillar and find out that 8 children nearby, all 10 years old, have disappeared. They notice the spell cards attached to the homes and begin looking for the remaining children, arriving moments too late to save Bandora's next victim.
They're not doing any spells. I said they're not like doing any scanners. They're just wandering around Tokyo neighborhoods looking for stickers.
Like
all
you do.
Within earshot of each other too, presumably. Like as one shouts, they're all there.
All of these kids have to be in a certain radius of the
They do establish it's only 1 kilometer.
Yeah. So they need to find 13 kids that are that
But
close.
I don't know if they know that though.
No, but I mean that's why you
know, they explain why all the kids are so close, but I'm just saying, what a wild ass plan to be like, all right, everyone, let's just start looking at every house in Tokyo.
This is one of the few times where it's like, all right, gang, split up is actually one of your best and only options.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 6 of them, for Christ's sakes.
I'm glad the effects are so bad and that the show is
They're
otherwise
charmingly
silly,
bad.
This is terrifying. Like, this is genuinely Pennywise stuff here. Like, these kids are getting taken out of their homes. Like, their moms are right there trying to save them. Like, this would have traumatized me if I'd seen it as a kid, just knowing Rita will show up and kidnap you and put you in a pillar.
These kids are being ripped from their homes, pulled into a mirror, and then embedded into the fucking pillar from Hellraiser if it was skyscraper sized. Like, that should be terrifying. And instead, boy, is it kid friendly and makes me want to buy a lot of toys. I want to buy the Satan pillar. I hope it has the real screams of children.
Back at their base, Barza inspects the spell cards and realizes what they're for. A ritual to summon Satan himself from hell. If Bandora manages to sacrifice 13 10-year-old children within a mile radius of the Satan pillar, Satan will return and he and God, who I'd like to remind you is a giant robot, will resume their ancient battle, turning the entire planet into a war zone. On the moon, the spell is taking its toll on Bandora as she begins bleeding from the eyes and goes blind. She disregards the concern of her minions, though, bitch swatting Lammy away, and continues with the spell.
I forgot that they were worried about the Earth being turned into a battlefield, because that's exactly what happens in the end, and nobody gives a fuck by that.
Yeah.
Everyone forgot that, like, devil and God and ultimate God clashing would, like, devastate civilization.
Just like G Gundam.
Yeah, we get to that, and then it turns out to be like, actually, you know what? It's a good thing Devil was in the sky, so we were able to just kind of take care of that without any collateral damage.
Apparently Satan is a flying type.
Now, the Zyurangers managed to find the last child in Bandora's crosshairs, a 10-year-old girl that they promised to protect. The team is soon attacked by Lammy and Griffizar and a squadron of golems. The team does their best to protect the girl until Bandora sends down a giant zombie Frank who begins to attack the Rangers.
What was their plan here? Because, like, I thought they were going to be like, hey, little girl, we're going to take you to a safe place. And instead they're like, you just keep doing little girl stuff and we're going to be your bodyguards from now on. Like, were they going to go to school with her? I wish we got to see that.
You know, I think maybe they were just trying to outlast Bandora, because they do know she might die doing this, so they're like,
I do think that's what it was. It was like, we can outlast her, we don't have to do this, but like, I just wanted to see like the family at the dinner table and the fucking Super Sentai are all just like standing around the dinner table looking very stern and like on guard.
This is why the Sentai can't have secret identities, though, because like, if I lived in this city and knew what happens in this city, I'd be like, well, I guess we gotta let them do that. But if it was just 5 adults that don't dress in bright colored outfits and don't fight monsters every week, I don't care what uniforms they're wearing. I'm like, you get the fuck away from my child.
100%.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I feel more comfortable with people in like giant rubber monster suits approaching those children than people like dressed weird or dressed normal.
Them not having secret identities does make it wilder that Dan showed up to his job interview wearing that and was like, hey, like, oh, ignore this 170 million year gap in my resume. And was just said all that like, I need a job with flexible hours to fit in my duties as the Zyuranger. And this dude was like, you're hired.
That's hella marketing, though. Like, since they're always out, like, faces out, like, everyone's gonna see, oh my god, a Power Ranger just delivered me ramen. Like,
I wish so bad the Triceratops had shown up in that first episode and just had, like, the ramen shop's logo painted on the side.
Oh my god, if he delivered the fucking ramen on the Zord.
In the Triceratops?
Yeah, like, he's, like, riding the Zord. Dude, that ramen shop, that's how they're gonna rebuild their ramen shop. They're gonna be like, ramen stand, okay, we do take DoorDash, but our DoorDash is the Tricerazord.
I do gotta plug a book and something I'd previously discussed on the show, Shin Zero. Did either of you hear that comic?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, it's from France, but just had a like English language Kickstarter here, and it's about like Super Sentai, but the Kaiju Wars ended 30 years ago, and now it's like an Uber/Lyft gig economy job, just people getting hired to be Sentai, not to fight monsters or anything epic. It's like, to watch my store for shoplifters, or like to go beat up some thugs, and like there's competing review apps. It's a shitty job. Like, it has some slight similarities here. Like, this is like Shin Zero is if this idea of giving the Power Rangers part-time jobs was taken to its extreme.
That's fantastic. I'm actually looking it up. It looks really cute.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
Yeah, it's great. Like, I run the Toku Comics podcast, and like that and Ultra Mega are by a somewhat significant margin like my favorite Toku comics I've read.
Where are we though in the episode? Has Zombie Frankie's head ripped open?
That's coming.
That shit was wild.
Just like Satan.
Let's
Satan
see.
comes.
Oh, yeah. So
That's the episode title.
the team does their best to protect the girl until Bandora sends down a giant zombie Frank who begins to attack the Rangers. The boys on the team form Daijuzin, leaving the Pink Ranger, May, to protect the girl. The team has clearly set her up for failure as she faces Lammy, Gryffazor, and a bunch of golems, and sure enough, Bandora manages to kidnap the last child by sending a scary-ass hand to reach out of a lake and pull her inside.
May gets left behind while the boys do action. Sure does seem to be a recurring theme of this series.
Yeah, to look after the children.
Yeah.
Because she's the Ranger of Love.
It's pretty messed up, too, now that we know one Ranger can pilot a whole robot. Like, this one Burai really should have been there. Like, we do need one of your last 15 years of life, my bud.
Yeah.
But with the spell now complete, the skies darken, lightning strikes the Tower of Satan, and a giant spooky head appears in the sky, revealed to be the form of Satan. Bandora reveals that she sold her soul to him years ago to become the greatest witch of all time, and proclaims victory as she now has the power to turn Zombie Frank into the strongest Dora monster of all. The Satan head starts breathing gas on the giant monster, causing Zombie Frank's head to split open Cronenberg style as he mutates into an even more terrifying creature, Satan Frank.
It's such a gnarly transformation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I wasn't
grotesque.
expecting him to then have a tiny Satan face on his chest.
And that's
It's-
a Mazinger thing. That's a thing that was in Mazinger. Like, they had, like, a fucking crazy faces and chests and shit. Yeah.
Okay, I'm like Gurren Lagann would eventually take that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a classic mech.
Yeah. Like,
One Piece, a minor character in One Piece was, Oda explicitly said was inspired because he wanted to do a Mazinger.
like
Nice.
this is what John Carpenter would make with like $200. Like it's very freaky. It's cheaper than like The Thing, but it's still terrifying, and I can't believe they showed this to kids.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
they, I guess, built different. I don't know.
But also, I love that at this point the main attacks are like Satan breathes on you to death, and the big fucking Resident Evil monster like sprays silly, just like hits you with the foam.
Yeah.
Daijuzin can't stand up to this monster, who even manages to swat away their giant sword with an eye blast. The episode ends with our villains laughing maniacally over the terrifying image of the 13 sacrificed children trapped helplessly inside the Pillar of Satan.
The
Hell
Pillar
yeah.
of Satan.
Carrying on to episode 31, Reborn, the Ultimate God. When all seems lost, Burai arrives with his robot Dragon Caesar, and the Zyuranger mechs team up to fight Satan Frank together. Apparently, all is still lost. However,
Yeah, they get their shit wrecked immediately.
doesn't help at all.
Mm-mm.
As Satan Frank begins spewing white foam all over the robots, disabling the mechs.
Satan did come.
Satan immediately comes. He doesn't come in the episode called that, but he immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
Better wait
And much
than
like
never.
Peter Parker in that one story, it's deadly.
Yeah, it is deadly.
How dare you bring that up? It's revealed that the foam can eat any metal, and Daijuzin tells the Zyurangers that he's going to die if the team doesn't act soon.
Yeah, the fucking robot is like, please help me. I'm going to die if you don't do something.
What
power
happened?
tropes-
Can't they yeet themselves away? Is that no longer an option?
He does yeet them away, or at least he gets his little friend to, because the Rangers find themselves teleported to Burai's Timeless Room, where they're approached by a mysterious magic child named Clotho, clothed in problematic white robes.
With a white painted face.
And a white
It's-
pointy hat. Like, it is Ku Klux Clotho. We've been saying
Yeah.
that since we started.
I'm sure it's referencing something, mystical. I'm sure it's referencing something from some mythology. But to us here in America, it's straight up a Ku Klux Klan robe, like unambiguously.
You know
Yeah.
what? It has to be because, like, my favorite Kamen Rider Black, there's, like, it opens with 3 people in robes like this chasing down Kamen Rider. But at least they're monstrous cultist villains kind of associated with Nazis probably in that show. So it, like, makes sense they might dress like that.
Well, the pointy hat thing comes from the story of the Knights Templar. So
Evil white people?
Yeah.
Just
Well,
go
and
back long enough, it's evil white people again.
yeah, and but the Knights Templar weren't. I could get into it, but it is the romanticized idea of the Knights Templar that have been in sort of appropriated into like the clan shit. There's a lot of shit that's been appropriated into clan shit, like the Celtic cross and everything. But yeah, like so it is possible that is the origin of the Clotho character outfit because of the the Knights Templar and also like the occult stuff going on around that, because I've noticed that a lot of these media creators and stuff, and especially in the 90s in Japan, are like, yo, have you read this? Yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, like,
have you read the Ars Goetia?
I could go deep into how like every Japanese superhero gets crucified at some point, but that's its own whole ass tangent.
Oh yeah, well, Ultraman, the creator of Ultraman, was very Christian,
Catholic,
and
which is why Ultraman had crucifixion imagery, and then most of the crucifixion imagery in Japanese media after that is like, hey everyone, check out my sick Ultraman reference.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't know what came first with some of that, whether it was Ultraman or
what came first, what came first, Jesus or Ultraman?
Christianity walked so the Ultraman fandom could run.
Yes, so I guess Christianity is okay for some things.
Clotho reveals to the team that Burai only has 15 hours left to live, which is why he never hangs out with the Rangers. Clotho also tells them that the only thing that can defeat Satan is ultimate Daijuzin, God's most perfect and powerful form, which he hasn't been able to achieve after being severely wounded in the last battle with Satan. In order for ultimate Daijuzin to be reformed, the 6 heroes will need to come together and, in Clotho's words, by overcoming everything, you will find a way. The Zyurangers are teleported outside the city to an American camp village, henceforth known as Camp Krusty, where they soon find several children writhing in pain from a poison gas that Satan has begun spewing over the earth, covering the kids in spots and leaving them unable to breathe.
I had to look it up because I'm like, so it's like American summer camp. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Real place, apparently.
Oh, I mean,
like there's a real place in Tokyo that's just straight up called American Summer Camp.
That makes sense too, especially if like the idea was like, hey, a bunch of people saw a bunch of media from here, a bunch of people grew up with the original Parent Trap, and now
I feel like parents around the world like grew up with that media and then were like, hold on, so we can just kind of dump our kids in the summer and not have to deal with them for a while. Like, sounds pretty great.
I mean, there is summer camp, but I mean, in terms of American summer camp, I think they're probably like, this summer camp has rope swings and friendship bracelets and all the things that you do at an American summer camp. And also like, kids find out about their how gay they are. It's usually what happens at summer camp is what I thought.
Yeah. I mean, I found out I was trans at summer camp, but a music festival called summer camp. So like, same thing. I
think that's equivalent.
Yeah.
I would say, like it's called summer camp. They might, you can say this one time as summer camp and
it applies.
Yeah.
Red Ranger Geki quickly elects to abandon the quest to save literal God to instead have the team carry the children to safety. They lay them down in an abandoned home, and Geki instructs Boy, the Yellow Ranger, to go into town and find a doctor. Boy reluctantly agrees, but as soon as he opens the door, the plot busts back in, and Boy's punched to the ground.
Like, not Goldar's just there, like, almost like their plan was to ambush them at this random camp cabin.
I was so glad for this, too, because, like, when this happened, like, oh, damn it, like, the Megazord's dying. Do we really have to go watch him save a bunch of kids? And Gryffindor's like, nope, I'm here.
You can really just edit in the Dexter, like, surprise, motherfucker! We get a fight scene which apparently reveals their inner qualities.
Yeah, well, there's the bit where Boy, like, May's like, we got to get a doctor, and so Boy's like, I will get a doctor, and so Boy, like, I can only assume just fucking like flashes out of there and goes to, I don't know, some hospital nearby and grabs a doctor and throws him over his shoulder and brings him back, and he's like, I got one, doctor. And the doctor's like, I'm a gynecologist.
This is what I'm saying, is that the Megazord god is a dick. Because, like, they teleported to that area, the door opened and they were taken to that area where they then had to go all the way north. unless I guess God knew they needed to fight Goldar, like, and kind of save some kids, like, why not just teleport them right in front of the thing they need to save God?
Because then nothing would have reminded them of what they needed to say. They all needed a little character-defining moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I assume that this is the first time that this has come up. This whole like, oh, I'm the Ranger of Banana or whatever. Like,
yeah. God has a plan for everything, but only things he's considered might happen. And he just didn't see Zord melting goo and 6 teenagers with attitude as part of it.
Yeah. No, they all do stuff. And Geki shows his commitment to justice by jumping off a waterfall.
Yeah, he did go chasing waterfalls. Don't listen to them.
Very good. Very good.
Like, yeah, they all start like listing him and they're like, I'm the, May's like, I gave a shit about dying kids, so I'm the warrior of love.
I'm the warrior of going and getting a doctor. Sure, you did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only them being like, oh yeah, that's the thing I said. I told people to have hope about that one time, so yeah, I'm the warrior of hope. Goshi's like, hey, remember that time I missed, but it kind of worked out anyway? I'm the warrior of I meant to do that.
I thought of an excuse just in time. I'm the warrior of knowledge.
Yeah.
The funniest, though, by far, is Barais, who's like, I thought about it, and my most important quality is I'm stronger than just all of you.
Yeah.
Did you know that I'm actually just a huge badass?
I'm just better than you. I have a whole dragon that kicked your robot's ass that one time.
I thought back to what moment revealed, like, my character, and then I just remembered kicking Goldar's ass. So I guess I'm just the warrior of being fucking awesome.
The full summary version of that much better explanation. The Black, Blue, and Green Rangers fight the monsters as Boy heads down into town to find a doctor. May stays inside to look after the kids, and Geki continues heading north, as instructed by Clotho. Each ranger has a moment to shine, quote-unquote, that will be repeated in an upcoming flashback. Geki makes his way to a waterfall, and though he believes he can't go any further north because of it, he hears the voice of Clotho telling him to overcome everything to find a way. He jumps from the cliff.
So really, Clotho should have just been standing in the tree going like, jump!
Yeah.
Jump! Bet you won't do it! Chicken! Ba, 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 jump!
Do go chasing waterfalls.
He jumps from the cliff, and the other Zyurangers vanish from their fight and appear at Geki's side. They appear near an ancient artifact where it's written that when 6 warriors appear and each one shouts their duty when placing their medal, Ultimate Daijuzin will resurrect. Each member thinks about what they were doing 2 minutes ago and shouts out their corresponding duty. May, the Pink Ranger, thinks of her sitting by the children mid-fight and calls out that she's the warrior of love. Boy, the Yellow Ranger, thinks of fetching the doctor and calls out that he's the warrior of hope. Black Ranger Goshi remembers shooting at rocks rather than just shooting the monsters in front of said rocks and calls out that he's the warrior of knowledge.
Great save, Goshi.
Dan, the Blue Ranger, repeats a line he said earlier about having more guts than anyone mid-fight, claiming his duty as the warrior of courage.
That one feels like you're trying to make a nickname stick.
Yeah.
I'm the brave one. I worked in food service at a roach-infested restaurant. That's fear factor shit, literally.
It is, actually.
Look, honestly, I will give Dan credit. This man braved, the service industry. Fucking that, yeah. I give him props for that. That's scarier than most monsters.
Also went into the tunnels under his restaurant for a kid, and then was like, Frankenstein, and literally all of the villains, I got it.
Dan is the warrior of always wanting that smoke.
Yeah, if Dan was the warrior of power, we wouldn't need 5 other Rangers.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's true. Shit. Damn. Get that one, Gurai.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Green Ranger Burai recalls the fight with Gryffazor, where he went from being choked out to pulling a submissive role reversal and finding himself topping the Monster Daddy, making him the warrior of power. Bottoms.
Very good.
Thank you. I was really afraid that one wasn't going to land.
You're in the right group.
Geki,
have a good audience here.
I love Geki's. Geki's just If you want to do Gekkies, because I find it's very funny to me.
All Gekki did was run away and jump off a cliff, but he's always horny for justice and calls out as much, which turns out to be the right answer. The power coins then fly away in a flash of light and resurrect Ultimate Daijuzin.
Well, what he says is, I'm the one who brings us all together. So I'm like, oh, so you're the warrior of like leadership or the warrior of unity. He's like, justice. I'm like, that has nothing to do with the thing you just said a sentence ago.
No,
these were two completely unrelated sentences.
It's a mistranslation. It was actually really endearing. He was like, I'm the warrior of, and then he looks around his friends and smiles and just us. I'm the warrior of us. I'm here to fight for us. And it's like, aw. And then this damn translation had to make it into like, that sounds a little, are you a cop? Like,
are you a cop?
I'm the warrior of ACAB.
No, that's the Deca Rangers.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, and it is 2025. Yeah.
Get him, Tokusatsu Sentai Deca Ranger, a show that somehow predicted Paw Patrol.
I mean, Paw Patrol would base their shit off of that. Like, Paw Patrol is straight up like,
So we're saying someone saw Doggy Kruger and was like, that's a franchise.
Yes.
Which I believe it. I'm on board.
Yeah. All dogs go to heaven except
Except
yeah, if all dogs go to heaven, but all cops are bastards, where does that leave Doggy Kruger?
Purgatory
okay,
forever.
well, there's a 40% chance that Chase is a really bad cop. And I don't know, there's like a 60% chance he might get into heaven. Like, he is a Power Ranger.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I haven't seen enough SPD to judge.
I think he just goes to that room where the Green Ranger is forever, and he has to be in there with the Ku Klux Klortho. And
I don't know the personhood of the Mooks in any given season. They've not really tried to humanize them ever. But Doggy Kruger actually gets 100 written on his chest for 100 extrajudicial killings of Mooks that didn't receive a trial. So, and maybe not. He might go to hell. I think there's a chance here.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the Mooks are robots in that season. I think.
Okay. And you know what? If it's 2025 AI, that his chances of going to heaven just went up exponentially. So
yeah, because I'm remembering like gear sound effects for like their version of putties.
Back in the city.
But
continue.
He did do the 100. He did do the 100 killings though. That scene is real.
Back in the city, the lights arrive and hit the giant robots, clearing the foam from their bodies. Daijuzin instructs the team to combine their mechs, and Dragon Caesar splits itself from crotch upwards, while the other robot wears him like a Mecha Godzilla hat.
Yes.
The combined robot is powerful enough to completely vaporize Satan Frank. They then summon Beast Knight God King Brachion and combine to form Ultimate Daijuzin. They use their final move, the Grand Banisher, to blast away Satan and destroy the Satan Pillar, saving the children inside. Pandora is defeated once again, and the Zyurangers take a moment to celebrate the fact that they managed to save God himself and defeat Satan through the power of their friendship.
Which is, they had like a bunch of crazy, like their attacks were super crazy. I remember they did like throw a giant Z at Satan.
They're just throwing new powers out left and right.
Yeah.
Like, well, we do know that Beast Knight Brachion just leaves new weapons lying around. Like, he just has that chest there. I bet there were like 8 mountains they could have stopped at that each had some like end game weapon that like, oh, stronger putties? Yeah, just get those. I'm literally a walking treasure chest. I'm the god of beasts and knights and other gods and dinosaurs. I got it. Like, I'm basically a Megazord in myself.
And those guys, I mean, the Power Rangers, they're the warriors of ADHD. Like, that's what they're representing, really. Like, all of the virtues.
Yeah, like, they solve a problem and immediately move on. Like, you would think with all this build up to the fight with Satan and then getting the means to fighting him, like, in a 3-act structure film, now we'd have this big old Enterprise, J.J. Abrams, Star Trek climax with this versus Satan. It's like, nope, Ultimate God's here. We're going to shoot a bunch of lasers at you, show off the toy, and then we're just going to be like, hey, that was great. Yes, it was. Anyway, end of episodes. That's ADHD. They solve the problem and it's no longer on the mind.
God bless the 20-minute runtime, of which I'd say maybe 4 minutes of which is taken up by opening and ending.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Maybe
it's a
3.
Super
So really
Sentai.
17 minutes episodes?
So we have, like there is formula, there is stock footage that we will see a lot. Although they don't do like a big morphin thing. Like they just are like Dino Buckler, and then they're that's them. Then they're like in their outfit.
Yeah, that surprised me that there was like no morphing sequence.
And to their credit, because then we have more time for like, jumping around, which is what we're here for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I wonder if it's because like Sailor Moon hadn't become super popular yet.
What year was this?
This would have been 92. So Sailor Moon started in 91.
That's right. Yeah, Sailor Moon. But, well, that's the thing, though.
So you don't have like the influence of the magical girl transformation yet.
Well, here's the thing: is the magical girl transformation has been happening, and you know who put that together is a crazy Uncle Gona guy at it again, inventing shit, inventing the mech that comes from smaller things, inventing the fucking like super mech warrior in his cool piloted robot, and he invented the transforming magical girl with Cutie Honey. Like we wouldn't have Sailor Moon without Cutie Honey. Sailor Moon literally has a transforming pen that turns her into different outfits. That is a Cutie Honey power.
It is very funny that the Mighty Morphin transformation sequence, for as simple as it is still the result of somebody going, I think we need more razzle dazzle than what the Sentai's got.
But they need their own they need their own razzle dazzle. They need localized razzle dazzle.
It is just like, I will say one area where I gotta give it to Power Rangers. Holy shit, does Power Rangers have a better opening?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, the Zyuranger theme is kind of a bop, and I'm going to be sampling a really cool, crunchy English translation in this episode. Got permission and everything.
Nice.
It's
nice.
no Go-Go Power Rangers. But
Yeah, no.
the soundtrack does, like, have its moments where it rivals. Like, the battle music, the dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
yeah.
dun, 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 like,
The ending always fucking took me out, especially when
yeah,
it's
the ending
like,
sucks.
Satan has arrived to destroy the earth. And now here's a song where we play with a balloon.
Yeah, jumbo.
Do, dancing.
Weird,
Balloon
like-
dancing.
This weird, like, island pop shit that they're
Yeah.
doing.
It was always a vibe.
Yeah. But I mean, it's very like that's very anime of them, where they're like sexy,
That stupid theme song probably did save children from some of the nightmares. Like, getting to go out on that maybe was a good choice for, like, brain physiology for children. We leave them on something happier than, hey, here's a bunch of children struggling in a pillar that, like,
Yeah.
this
Fair.
is a fate worse than death, because Bandora can't kill children. They'll just go to heaven. It's a loophole. That's why she'll put you in a pillar.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she does not have the authority.
Did this arc give anyone else the vibes of, like, something you would rent at the video store every time you went as a little kid? Or, like, this feels like that perfect encapsulation of episodes. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I had this on a VHS tape.
Yeah, this would be like the 2 VHS tapes that you get together, or like they're in a
This
clamshell
would definitely
together.
would have been like the arc they would have released, and like you would have gotten it from Blockbuster.
Mhm.
Yeah, as like their own movie, like the TMNT like animated origin movie that was just the 4 episodes together.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very much like that, or like Garlic Jr. Saga or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know, it just kind of, it even fits the mold of, like, Power Rangers the movie, or also just in general, like,
Yeah.
X the movie. Like, almost any time it's like, okay, this is an excuse to get new powers or get new toys.
It's the
bring new
constant thing,
characters.
like, you gotta get the new toy, and the new Zord mode, and the next new Zord mode.
Yeah,
And, and we
Yeah.
got the good clay that lets us build the Satan and now he's got the power of good clay and Satan, which seems relatively equal. Like, the powers of Satan seem to only just outpace the powers of good clay.
Well, I mean, the powers of Satan Satan is a renewable resource. I don't know if the powers of clay, the jars of clay, are a renewable. I know jars of clay are not a renewable resource, because I don't think they're around anymore. But
Protect your rare Christian rock band.
yes, just the rare ones. Creed. You can waste Creed anytime. They waste themselves. Anyway, continue.
This is one of those moments where I'm like, I feel like I'm now supposed to ask about the progressive standards of this show. Like, all right, let's talk about this in race and this in
No.
gender and all this. But no, this is where the progressively horrified format just doesn't translate super well.
No,
This is not a progressive program.
Not at all.
Yeah, the girl is always doing girl things like taking care of children and not fighting. Like she's supposedly has a bow and arrow.
One time it's both though. Like that time she has to protect the one child, like they gave her the hardest job and she had to fight. I'm like, guys, maybe reverse this. Send her in the robot and the 4 people deal with 3 monsters and a swarm of henchmen. Like Jesus. But no,
this was a lot. I don't know what lessons or moral themes are explored, but it sure was a lot of fun.
Right? This is delightful. You don't need context for this. You don't need to see Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You don't need to see the original Super Sentai, like, because they don't explain shit anyway. Like, yeah, you might have you might have seen the origins of these guys. All you need to know is that they're little guys and they turn into rangers, and then there's some robots. But like half the shit that happens has no precedent. Like they summon the Great Lord Satan, and that's never. They don't talk about that before. Frankenstein just shows up as like one of the guys to eat the ramen that's been working downstairs, and like no one says
go
shit.
With it.
Yeah, like
if you're really so concerned with like logic and explanations and proper plot progression, I don't know, watch something else. If you want to see just absolute buck wildness while cartoon characters like do awesome karate with monsters and giant dinosaur robots, this is the show.
Yeah. If you want something that has reason and like logic to it, why are you fucking watching Super Sentai?
There are things here that like I happen to know that this was the kind of show that they were like filming this week's episode last week. Like there wasn't always a lot of time for second takes or anything like that. And there's like a total lack of like side plot through line in these 4 episodes, despite the threat
no
being
B plot.
Connected. And it's like you had the components you needed, like Shunichi's a child, and then children are getting abducted an episode later. Like it doesn't take more than a scene to connect those things. But maybe that's just a scene lost to ether. They're like, we got what we filmed and we only get 21 minutes, so whatever.
Yeah.
But like
Look, we got to clear out of this fucking rock quarry. Kamen Rider's filming like has like dibs on it, and they start filming in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We can't afford another actor this week, okay?
Yeah. We can't afford that kid again.
If we can do one last spiritual tangent on the whole ultimate God thing, there's a little bit I've learned.
Yeah, let's end on God, as we should in all things.
All right. So this idea of like ultimate God, I think there's some religious support for this. Like I heard of this idea called Ein Sof, and like, are you familiar with this?
Yes.
So like it's proto God, like pre-creation. It's above any adjective because there's nothing yet to compare it to. Like they haven't made anything, so it just is kind of everything there is. So it's in reverse. It's less ultimate God, more like alpha God. But I'm like,
you don't want to be a beta cuck God.
The alpha God is like the pure form, like undefinable, like
those are the Shogun Zords.
Yeah,
those are the Beta Zords.
So the Beta Cuck Zords.
No, like as a kid, whenever you'd ask, like, okay, but where did God come from? Like they'd always say, "Shut up, that's a hard question." But like now, as an adult, I'm finding this, my whole world's blown open. I'm like, oh, some people did come up with like a pretty cool concept for what that was. Like, yeah, it's just proto God.
Yeah,
that's what came from before God. Something.
It's interesting how a lot of these spiritual philosophies like kind of line up with the quantum physics ideas. Like, what was before the Big Bang? We don't know. But then you have this idea, the Ein Sof, the idea of just pure possibility, right? And from that pure possibility, there is form. So it's like pre-form, but like, because the way that, the book of Genesis, God is already like thinking thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did God learn how to think? How did God decide to like divide the light from the darkness? Like why?
And like, there's something to this of like the scalable God, because like there's the whole idea of like God is language, God is the word, and like the word was God. Then sometimes God's like immortal form. Then sometimes he's like some kind of demiurge, and all like sometimes he's everywhere as the Holy Spirit.
Sometimes he's 5 dinosaur robots.
And that's what we're saying.
That can become more God by adding additional dinosaur robots.
So
but you have all these aspects and you bring them together.
Zyuranger, I'm in. I am on board with this religion.
Yeah, like
all hail robot God.
Can God lift a boulder too big for himself? He just has to combine with a few more dinosaur robots, and then it's
good to go.
Just assemble some more God. Just combine with more God, and then you're a bigger God. So now you can.
Has God tried fusing with Dragon God? Because that'd be pretty dope. I bet that'd make an awesome God.
Yeah.
And our God is an awesome God. Our gay God, in our church, we worship Beast God King, Emperor, Brachion.
Okay.
And the dinosaur.
I have friends that make AMVs that are listening to this. Can you please match up footage of like the Ultrazords with Christian rock and praise music? Please, God, I beg of you. Like,
please,
I will
make
go
a
to
God.
church for this if I have to. But please, do God is an awesome God to the Ultrazord
footage. Our Beast King God. Well, and here's the other thing about the Beast King situation is that Voltron, the original name for Voltron, was Beast God King Voltron or whatever. Or, Beast God King Go Lion, which is because, and that's the thing, is that Go Lion is a pun because there's 5 lions. Oh, what's the Japanese word for 5? Go. Whoa, it's 5 lions. But the original story.
Ranger.
Yeah, okay, but listen. In the original Beast King Go Lion intro, the origin of Beast King Go Lion is that, yes, Go Lion was a god. It was a guy, and it would go around and kick all the universe's ass and shit, and go around like with his blazing sword. And then the goddess of the universe, this is in the intro, the goddess of the universe is like, cut that shit out. And then, Beast King Go Lion is like, nah, I'm the Beast King. Make me. And she's like, I will. And then she's like, now you are 5 lions, and in order to do anything, you need a bunch of little people in you. So like, basically, Voltron is a fallen angel that is forced to supplicate itself to the sons of dust, aka little people, human mortal beings, that it has to actually like, it needs them to function, right? So like, the existence of Voltron is Voltron's punishment.
Oh, that's metal.
Right?
Like, I do love that. He's now a collectivist fable.
Yeah, please.
There you go.
Please watch, if you can find Go Lion, please watch it, because it is also incredibly fucking metal. Like, the first episode, all the characters are breaking out of space prison by like, they like climb onto vultures that are eating the remains of the dead prisoners in like the battle arena that the evil space guys are making them fight in. And the whole reason that they're in space prison is that they went on a journey through the galaxy, and they came back and the Earth fucking nuclear blasted itself. So they're the last humans ever. And then the aliens came around and they were like, this planet sucks. What are these guys over here? And then the aliens are like, well, you're our prisoners now because, you've got a spaceship or whatever. And then they like, anyway, I could go on about, my recommendation today is Beast King Go Lion and Inframan.
I do want to wrap us up with a question of the week.
Yes.
If y'all were both to recommend one episode of Progressively Horrified for those that enjoyed this episode, which one would you point them to?
Devilman.
I'd say for a really fun one, check out our episode on the first Resident Evil movie.
That's also, yeah.
Okay, and I'm of course going to plug Assassination Nation or like any of the episodes this month because I'm on like 3 of them.
Yes, thank you so much for being on our show, and we've loved having you on.
Had so much fun.
Yes,
Darby
so
and the
fun.
Dead was like a ton of fun, so I especially recommend that one when it drops toward the end of the month.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited for that one too. Like I love doing that episode, and I love that movie. It's been some great movies this month. So thank you, Tommy, for having us on here.
Of course, yeah. Real quick, where can our listeners find you both?
So I'm megamoth.net for all your Megamoth needs. You can find me Megamoth on Blue Sky, Tumblr, Patreon, which is the main one. I have a free tier on Patreon. You can just find my shit over there. And Mega_Moth on Instagram. And then, of course, our Progressively Horrified has their own Patreon and Instagram. Well, no, we don't have an Instagram, but we have a TikTok and we have a Blue Sky. So find us Prog Horror Pod on those things.
And you can find me at mostly on Blue Sky and Instagram at BenCon Comics, and find my work at benconcomics.com, and check out some of my latest releases like Mr. Muffin's Defender of the Stars, a magical corgi middle grade graphic novel from Oni Press, Renegade Royale, the sequel to my GLAAD Award nominated queer gamer girl graphic novel from Dark Horse, and check out Monster High House Haunters, the current Monster High Halloween miniseries.
Thank you again, Emily and B, for joining me today and for like humoring my big tokusatsu obsession. This was so much fun. This is the longest episode I've ever recorded, but I've loved every minute of it. So
sorry for being so long-winded.
You know, too many successful podcasters have 4-hour episodes. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need more 4-hour episodes, and then a bunch of deranged people will get super attached to everything I have to say, and it'll derail my life, but I'll be the king of comedy, or queen of comedy in this case.
Yes.
There you go.
Well, this is, if there's any episodes of Super Sentai that need to have an extended discussion, it is the quadrilogy
arc.
the Frankie, the Dora Frankie Great Satan Ultra King God dilemma.
The inheritance cycle.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to Giant Size Violence, a Toku Comics podcast. If you'd like to support the show, please consider leaving us a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify. If listeners at home have requests or recommendations for content you'd like us to cover in the future, you can send them our way on social media. You can find us on the Giant Size Violence Facebook page, on Twitter as @UltraMegaCast, or email us at giantsizeviolence@gmail.com. We'd like to give a special shout out to our artists Ray Day Parade and Dark Moon Home Video for designing our logo and cover photos. Our intro music is You're an Ace Kid by Demon Dice. Our outro music today is Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, opening theme, Crunchy English cover by DJ Crunchy Zed. We hope you join us again next time as we continue to explore the world of tokusatsu comics, but until then, take care and remember to do your part in preventing the spread of the kaiju virus.
Can you hear it, the sound of those footsteps pounding through the ground? You ain't seen nothing yet. Here come 5 heroes, just you wait and see. What a bright future, it's a dinosaur fantasy. Zyurangers, eternal warriors fighting their passion burns. Zyurangers, surpassing nature with thy Jujin's might. Dino Squadron, Zyurangers. Dino crystals power up. Dino bucklers connecting their hearts right into one. And with the 6 heroes